My name is Deb Lopez, founder of Animal Fairy Charities and co-leader of a national grassroots campaign for animal welfare. I have loved and fostered companion animals all my life, and am now working to help others who are in the trenches every day, rescuing, caring for, and providing for animals in need. And now, Animal Fairy Charities presents Animal Advocate Television, a show designed to help inform, educate, and engage the public on animal welfare issues and provide support and recognition for those who are out there giving of themselves to make things better for our companion animals. So join us as we take you on tours of shelters and rescues right here in Wisconsin. We'll keep you up to date on legislation and laws governing animal welfare and show you ways you can get involved by fostering and adopting. We'll even have a segment for children aimed at teaching them compassion at an early age. So stay tuned and help be the voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. Animal Advocate Television is brought to you by Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Bark and Scratch Outpost, HAWS, Humane Animal Welfare Society, and Fetch Magazine. In an effort to help save the lives of more animals, Animal Fairy Charities, along with Animal Advocate Television, will be launching a new campaign to help raise awareness for shelter animals. If you think about these statistics, there are over 23 million people who will get a new pet next year. Approximately 17 million people have not made a decision on how they will acquire that pet. Their choice is either to purchase their pet through a commercial source or adopt their new pet from the local animal shelter. That said, did you know that approximately 3 to 4 million animals in shelters are being euthanized each year? When you look at the math, it doesn't seem tough to save more lives if even a small percentage of people would adopt their new pet. Help us reach out to the community in an effort to educate and inform your friends, family, and coworkers about the need to love shelter animals. Join the movement to adopt your new pet until no healthy and treatable animal is euthanized.
We hold CPR courses just because we like to train the lay people on CPR and all emergency things and discussions about how to handle fractures, and if you were out in the woods with your dog and suddenly they had a cut pad or cut ear, and how would you bandage that up until you could get them to the emergency room. So we hold these courses every 3 to 4 months here or at the Humane Societies, and all the donations go to the Humane Societies and rescues. And one of the courses I had for the police officers, and they came in and we had police officers and sheriff department coming from all over the greater Milwaukee area, and we taught them all these things too, in case their canine police dogs, service dogs, actually got cut or a fractured limb, or they needed to perform CPR on an animal when they were out doing their job, or their own pet, their own canine pet. So we got to talking, and I realized that, oh my gosh, the bond between the canine officer and their own canine dog was so special, and they love their dogs just as much as I love all the pets that come in here and we perform emergencies on. They were talking about how their dogs are so special to them because they're the first ones that go out in the line of duty, and the first ones that are obviously then going to get shot or stabbed or hurt. So I realized that they have a vest that they wear because their line of work is so dangerous. So I realized that their dogs also, they should have a vest. And many of the police officers working all over the United States have vests now. They wear vests, but they're extremely expensive. So we decided, wow, what an opportunity. Let's go ahead and represent the Wisconsin area and help every single a police canine unit officer get a vest for his dog. So that was our original intent. So we thought, well, how are we going to do this? So we got a foundation, not-for-profit foundation, and we started asking people to donate money to the foundation to help us vest every dog in the Wisconsin area. And then from there we realized that this wasn't the end. They also need new canine dogs because the dogs come from usually Holland or Germany. And they have these dogs from about 1 year of age, 2 years of age, until about 9 or 10 when they retire them. And then the dog goes and lives with the officer for the rest of their life. So we thought, well, how can we help provide maybe even purchasing dogs for these officers when they retire their dogs, or for new dogs for new officers. And so the foundation has become greater than what we had originally intended, to just vest every dog. Now we've decided that we're going to purchase dogs, we're going to help them with their medical care, and one of our biggest donators, who is Stan, he has helped us greatly and donated a large amount of money for these dogs, for their vests, for dogs, 3 other dogs that he's purchasing for Greenfield and then the sheriff department. And so all together we had a Vesta Dog Foundation get together here at MECA on July 14th, and it was a huge success. We had about 1,200 people show up. We were able to get $30,000 was donated for the Vesta Dog Foundation from that day. So it was a huge success, and we decided, let's have it every year. We had the brewers there, we had things for the kids to do, we had a singing group there, we had food and lots of things, tours of the hospital, and it was a great success. So this is going to be one of our main ways that we're going to be able to get money donated towards the foundation, and we'll have different events during the year also. We're very excited about this new foundation, and we're hoping we can carry it out for years to come.
I am Sin and Innocence from the Bruce City Bruisers, and I play for the Crazy Eights. I have 3 dogs that I adopted from the Wisconsin Humane Society. I have a Rhodesian Ridgeback Dachshund mix named Mohawk, a Shiba Inu named Taz, and I recently adopted a 3-month-old Basset Corgi that I named Bailey. The human-animal bond is incredible. I know when I get home from a really stressful practice that I walk in the door and I have 3 furry, smiley faces that are going to greet me and are so excited when I get home, and it just makes everything better. I know that if I'm stressful, I can just sit there and pet one of my dogs and it's going to relieve my stress, and they also just love spending time with you. There's not many humans that can put up with everything that you do, and your pet's going to love you forever.
Hi, I'm Lori Minetti. We, as a compassionate nation, can no longer look the other way when it comes to our abandoned, abused, or neglected animal companions. It's time for us to step up and be the strength and the voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. You can be that voice through your tax-deductible donation to Animal Fairy Charities, an organization dedicated to raising and distributing funds to other nonprofit animal welfare groups. Log on to animalfairycharities.org or call 262-989-0604.
Today's show is brought to you by Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Bark and Scratch Outpost, HAWS Humane Animal Welfare Society, and Fetch Magazine. And now a word from our sponsors.
Bark and Scratch Outpost.
Got pet nutrition? We do. You are what you eat. The same is true for your pet. We offer a large variety of local and national brands, organic and natural pet foods, essential oils, and cleaners. The benefits of feeding a natural pet food are less shedding, less stool, and less illness. A locally produced natural dog food is 40 pounds, $27.99. Our helpful staff is available 7 days a week. Bark and Scratch Outpost, 5835 West Blue Mound Road, MilwaukeePetFood.com. We think outside the bag.
MilwaukeePetFood.com. Bark and Scratch Outpost.
I felt that there was a great need for not only emergency and critical care, but referral work as surgery, internal medicine, critical care medicine, something that was open 24/7. And I was very excited to come down here, open up a new hospital, and bring this type of care to the Milwaukee area. Also, there's nobody in this area that sees exotic pets. So that was another thing that was going to be one of my passions of providing for the Milwaukee area.
Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, MECA.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha is so much more than a shelter. Our adoption staff, animal caregivers, and behavior department ensure the best possible adoptive companion. Our spay-neuter programs actively combat pet overpopulation in our area, and our animal rescue team safely returns lost pets back home. HAWS does one-on-one consultations, holds a variety of training classes and seminars, and even hosts camps for kids. Our shelter is and always has been open admissions and full service, providing resources for pets and their people for a happy lifetime together. HAWS, we're building a society that's humane.
I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Carrie, and we're from Bark and Scratch Outpost. Did you know the main way for a dog to cool down is panting? But panting is not enough during extreme heat. Fresh water is a must at all times. Keep the water dish in the shade and change the water often. Speaking of shade, your cooled home is the most ideal shelter for your pet. But if your pet wants its outdoor time, consider offering a canopy or open air tent to supply shade. Remember, dogs can get sunburned too. If keeping your dog cool on walks is needed, the Comfy Coat is for you. The reusable Comfy Pack can be refrozen and used all summer long. Your dog will enjoy the cool walk. I hope you do too.
In addition to having fresh cold water available for your dog at all times, you may want to add some cool treats on a hot day. These can be store-bought frozen treats or treats that you mix up at home, or by just taking some good canned dog food or other such good things for your dog, you can add them to a stuffable toy such as a Kong. Just simply add the food to your Kong, place it upright in a small dish in your freezer, and you'll have a nice cool treat on a hot day.
Our helpful staff is available 7 days a week. Bark and Scratch Outpost, 5835 West Blue Mound Road, MilwaukeePetFood.com. We think outside the bag.
MilwaukeePetFood.com. Bark and Scratch Outpost.
We're here today at the Washington County Humane Society in Slinger, Wisconsin, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you today a dear friend of Animal Advocate Television, Dale Stockhausen. Dale, first of all, thank you so much for having us up here today.
Thank you, Greg.
Well, there's so much to cover. Where would you like to start?
I guess the most important thing to me, and one of our big missions here, is the importance of spaying and neutering. If more animals were spayed and neutered, you wouldn't have such a huge need for shelters.
Well, I personally have an experience with Washington County Humane Society in the TNR, which stands for Trap and Release.
Yep.
And could you explain that?
This is mostly for feral cats, And we find feral cats out around farms a lot, but they also can be right in people's backyards. And what happens is people start feeding them. The definition of a feral cat is a cat that has gone 2 generations with no contact with a human. And the feral cats really are not adoptable. They don't make good pets. Sometimes it's hard to even get close to them. They're afraid of humans, just like any other wild animal might be.
Sure.
So the trap neuter release is we loan out traps. You pay $50 for the trap, but if you get it back, if you return the trap, the cats are trapped, they're brought in, we spay or neuter them, and then they're re-released into the environment. Barn Buddies is another new program we're very proud of. So many cats, these are not feral cats. They can be pets, but they live outside in a barn. They have contact with humans because they're in a barn. But again, because they're not spayed, they're producing constantly, and cats produce exponentially.
That was my question.
Yeah.
How quickly do they?
One cat can have 3 litters a year.
Okay, and right there, I mean, I don't think people understand how key that is to stop the vicious cycle, and it's not that difficult. Strays, talk about strays and if there's fees involved and how that works.
We contract with different municipalities, and what that means is a certain municipality pays us to take care of their stray animals.
Okay.
And usually it's an animal that can end up in someone's backyard and the people bring it in to us. Once they come in, if we contract with that municipality, then there is no charge for them. They just drop the animal off, we take care of it.
Okay.
And sometimes the animal belongs to somebody. So the first thing we do when any animal comes in is we scan them for a microchip.
Okay.
And obviously if they have a microchip, we're able to find the owner right away. If we can't find the owner, by law we have to hold the animal for a week before we can put it up for adoption. So it goes into the back of the shelter, and then the people, if there is an owner, they're given 1 week to claim their animal. And believe it or not, we've had a number of scans, microchips that have popped up, and a lot of our animals, even some cats, are claimed by the owners. Dog training is especially important because so many dogs that aren't trained, that's one reason why they end up here, especially a larger dog. So we offer the dog training less expensive than most other places that you would go to.
And that goes back to responsible ownership, right? Starting them young or dealing with them in a professional manner.
Right.
Dale, explain this program to me. I never heard about it. Safe People, Safe Pets.
That's a program that we've had for a while. We're very proud of this program. We work closely with friends of abused families. And it has been documented that women that are in an abusive situation sometimes are afraid to leave because they're worried about their pets. So what happens is if a woman goes into a shelter, then we take the animals, the pets for her, until, another plan has been made. We can keep them for 1 month. That's basically how long she has. We built this room a while ago. As at the Humane Society, we are always learning. And we learned that cats stay healthier if they can have real light.
I want to
Absolutely.
thank you so much for taking the time, for letting us be here, and for
Thank
sharing
you
your story.
for letting us get the word out.
Okay, thanks, Dale.
Thank you.
Our loyal companion animals provide us with unconditional love, yet many of them end up abandoned. The lucky ones end up in shelters and rescues with a second chance for a new life. Fortunately, there are people out there willing to give their time, love, and resources to help give back to our animal companions. But the costs for food, shelter, medical, or even transportation to care for these animals can be staggering. Please log on to animalfairycharities.org or call today 262-989-0604 and give something back to those who give so much.
ROCKS Positive Canine Training is a humane canine training facility offering training for all dogs regardless of breed or behavior problems. Trainer Frank Allison specializes in the badly behaved dog, including but not limited to aggressive and antisocial issues. ROCKS Positive Canine Training offers private and group lessons to accommodate your schedule. If you're looking for a trainer for your dog, look to ROCKS Positive Canine Training, 262-662-4160.
Are you looking for that special companion? Stop in at Secondhand Purrs, where we can match up your needs perfectly. We're a cat rescue dedicated to the rehoming of abandoned or unwanted cats. We have a wide variety to choose from, babies, young adults, and seniors. Come in and spend some time selecting your new family member, or visit our website at secondhandpurrs.org. We are continually taking in new cats that need a loving home like yours. Come and visit us today.
At Joe Wilde Company, we've been treating customers like family for over 60 years.
It's the Joe Wilde way.
And while we're proud to be your leading source for garage doors,
Joe Wilde offers so much more.
Right now at Joe Wilde Company, you'll save $150 on breezy screens, the newest way to screen in your garage. For garage doors and so much more.
Joe Wilde Company, I'll go with Joe.
Fetch Magazine is a resource for dogs and their owners, offering everything from dog rescues and promoting adoption to canine health and wellness, dog parks, doggy daycares, rescues, shelters, and so much more. 20,000 copies of the magazine are printed quarterly and distributed to over 300 locations throughout Metro Milwaukee and the surrounding suburbs. Best of all, check out their free online animal event calendar. Make sure to pick up your copy of Fetch Magazine. To learn more, you can log on to fetchmag.com or find Fetch Magazine on Facebook.
I'm Madison, and what we do at camp is we socialize the animals. What we're doing is we're getting them ready for when they're adopted, that their chances of being adopted are more likely because they're trained, they're nice with kids, and that's how they're nice with kids. They play with us.
My name is Chris Erickson, and I am the Education Manager at the Humane Animal Welfare Society. I'm in charge of the education programs that we have here at HAWS. We have a lot of different programs that run throughout the year, and things are fairly seasonal depending on whether it's the school year or whether it's the time where the kids have off from school, such as summertime or winter break or spring break. The camps are set up as an educational tool to get the kids in here and do a little bit more intensive work with them, so that they can learn about animal welfare, what we do here at HAWS, pet responsibility, animal safety. So the program's set up so that the kids do a variety of different things. Some of the activities include walking dogs, playing with cats. We bring just about any kind of animal that we happen to have here during the week out for the kids to learn about, interact with. The kids do volunteer work here at HAWS, so they help clean out some of the cat cages and scoop litter boxes, make sure that the cats get food and water in their cages. We play a lot of games with them. A lot of them are educational type activity games where they can learn a little something about animal welfare, pet responsibility. We have guest speakers that come in, so sometimes we'll have somebody who has a miniature pony come in and talk to the kids about horses. We have one guest speaker who comes very frequently throughout the summer, and she's got llamas, so she'll trailer in one of her llamas. The Humane Officer of Waukesha County comes in and talks to the kids about animal safety and about her job as a Humane Officer. And we try to make sure that the kids get both an educational experience but also have a lot of fun while they're here.
Hi, I'm Lynn Olenik. I'm the Executive Director here at HAWS, the Humane Animal Welfare Society in Waukesha County. I'll be guest hosting this segment where we're going to talk about animal emergencies and preparedness for emergencies in the community. We've seen the video clips of the horrors in Katrina. We've seen the video clips of floods in Iowa. We've seen hurricanes, we've seen mudslides, we've seen wildfires in California. But all of these things tend to happen to other people. Here in Wisconsin, we're blessed because we don't have routine wildfires, earthquakes, mudslides. But we do have problems here. Because we don't have that, we don't necessarily have the infrastructure that's as ready for emergencies. We have things in our lives that can be devastating on a small level. House fires, family deaths. We have things in our lives that happen with illness. And very few of us really have thought through what needs to happen with our pets. Here in Wisconsin, the emergency management folks do take the animal preparation here seriously. In Wisconsin, if there's a problem in an area, we organizations that are part of the Wisconsin Federated Humane Societies all are networked to work together to be able to care for many animals by moving them from one area to another, to opening up space, to moving staff about. When needed, we can get a group of people, trained animal handlers, available and ready to go through the Wisconsin Federated. Also, the Emergency Veterinary Corps. All of these organizations do work together. They do know of each other. They have the association and the ability to band together to help take care of the animal services here. But on the front line, you can do the most by making sure that you are prepared and that you're ready in case of a disaster, whether it be a small personal disaster or a large-scale disaster, by being prepared with your pets.
Hi, I'm Lori Minetti. Your support through a tax-deductible donation makes it possible for animal fairy charities to help save animals in need by supporting the wonderful people who are working day in and day out to provide shelter, food, and care for these animals, largely out of their own pockets. Please help us help them by calling today, 262-989-0604, or visit our website for more information at animalfairycharities.org.
Today's show is brought to you by Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Bark and Scratch Outpost, HAWS, Humane Animal Welfare Society, and Fetch Magazine. Dear fellow animal advocate, my name is Deb Lopez, founder of Animal Fairy Charities. I am writing you today for support in helping make Animal Advocate Television possible. Your financial support in the way of sponsorship or donation will not only show the community you care, but will give voice to those who cannot speak for themselves. Call me at 262-989-0604 for more information on how you can be that voice. Most sincerely, Deb Lopez, Animal Fairy Charities.